on that level of exchange through the ether, that's enough to have to deal with. Just in the simple conversation you want to have, someone at work, all the synapses firing 1,000,000 times per second as someone asks you how your day was. It's cumulative, people. When you're talking to someone, you're not just talking to them. You're talking to every single thought that's ever been thought since the beginning of sentient man. Ghosts? Sure. Aliens? Yup. You think we're the only floating rock that expressed sentience? In other words, the ability for creation to look back at itself. Understand that. Our eyes, our perceptions of light. When we see light, that's beauty. That is a miracle. That is creation. Now try dealing with a race that's several billion human years old. How do they communicate? How do they express themselves? This isn't discrete. You think one planet in another galaxy is mutually exclusive to ours in terms of regenerative, intelligent expression? A flower on our planet could be an alien. Understand that. Why even bother with all this nonsense it may have said to itself on the other side of the galaxy? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is becoming aware. This is the process. Simple fact that we have the ability, once attuned, to manifest certain understandings and cosmic awareness has certain implications. One of them obviously is mind control. It's implicit on both a regimented and a rogue level. Evil entities and mind control on many levels are implicit in human sentience. They go hand in hand. Again, this isn't about inside your head or it's all in your head. If you don't get it, then you don't get it. It's fine. Once you start to see, though, you'll know that there is no boundary. As within, so it is without. And that's why you need to be careful. Yes, you still have what you like to call the self. It's the navigator, it's the reasoner. This is part of being a sentient expression of the universe's self. But to assume that you are not creation and that you are apart from creation is to miss the point altogether. And if you don't get that, then you don't get this. So I don't really know why you're listening. And isn't it obvious? Mind control is everywhere. On the mainstream media, you've got Jesse Ventura's True TV. He's talking about Manchurian candidates and MK Ultra. Why do you think this is? maybe it's because they know they have to appease those who are just starting to wake up and see that, hey, you know, something just isn't quite right here. And it's taking people a little bit of time. But they're getting it. But so they know that to control the opposition, they need to co-opt the movement. They need to fulfill that part of the external self that 99% of us are completely enraptured with. But regardless, if you think that because you're in the truth movement, that you're awake, most of it is a psychological operation. And you don't even know it. I'm sure some of you know. But everything that's apparent on the surface has an implicit action underneath. If you understand the nature, the true nature of the game that is being played, the financiers, call them what you want, Freemasons, Illuminati, Templars, Zionists, the Black Pope Jesuits, it doesn't really matter. None of that matters. They're just words and labels, names to throw you off. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, they're all co-opted. I know you know that. But I'm not talking to you. Just like the hippie movement, the English invasion, the Beatles, the baby boomers, these are all orchestrated. You see, I don't need to read a book on the secret Rosicrucian Brotherhood or some esoteric book of that sort to know what is going on. What got me off started in this direction. It's not because I read a book or I watched a video. It was just an overall sensation that something is not right. Something's out of balance. And it's not just something in the present. This is something that surpasses and exceeds time, dimensions. This is the past, the present, and the future, all rolled up into one. And once you understand the relationship between the implicit and the explicit, start to see what's actually happening. I mean, this has been going on for a long time. And to those of you who have been listening to my recordings, I don't know when you jumped on board. It's actually one of you who subscribed to my channel. It's subscriber number 18. Strangely, I looked at the channel the day after I had this experience that I'm slowly getting to. And, you know, it makes you wonder. But I think I can tell you now, you know, I mean, my grandfather and my uncle, they were both Freemasons. I mean, I wasn't even told this until a year ago, approximately. I was 29. And I was only told because I guess my father decided I was ready to know. I mean, my grandfather, he didn't even tell my dad anything about it, ever. You understand? My grandfather was extremely involved with the church in their community. I know that much. As above, so below. And understand this. It all starts in the community. Why do you think they meet in secret? This is how things operate. Yes, you have the media and the banksters, but you also have the church. You need religion to be just so in order for there to be order. This is the implicit. Sunday service is the explicit. Traveling to Mecca is the explicit. And whatever the Jewish ritualistic holiday is the explicit. Think about it. Anyway, the problem I was having a little while ago was that when you're living outside of the matrix for too long, you can literally forget that you are outside after a while. And it becomes your true reality. The issue is that you represent 0.0001 of the people that you encounter every day in normal life. And this can create some problems. And this isn't a bad thing, don't get me wrong. I wish everyone could expand their mind in relation to our existence as expressions of the universe. That is, after all, what we are. And for those of you who think you know what the Matrix is, I mean, what the Matrix really, really is. I'm using the term Matrix because it was that movie. But do you know what the Matrix really is? And do you know what it's like to be outside of it? Or do you just think you do?